Hello everyone, welcome to the Lori Whitlock YouTube channel. I am so excited you're here to join me today. I am going to introduce you to this brand new style of shadow boxes that I have in the Silhouette Design Store and in my SVG shop at shop.loriwhitlock.com. You can purchase the cutting files to be used with a Cricut, a Silhouette, a Brother Scan and Cut, and any other machine that will use an SVG file. Today we've cut this project out of cardstock. I'm going to show you a couple of different weights and how it looks. What I'm using right now is 100-pound or 80-pound cardstock, and some of the other samples are made with a 65-pound, and you can see that it does have a little more flexibility to it. I kind of like the rigidity of more like an 80-pound. You can see it holds its shape nicely, but it's totally up to you. Whatever you have in your stash or whatever you prefer to cut with will work just fine. The unique part about this particular project is this amazing light box base that I've found on Amazon, and I'll give you a link to that, the exact one that I bought, in the description of this video. It's got a nice maple looking base. It's got a wire. It's got a controller. Let me unplug it real quick so you can see. It's got a controller off to the side here with an on-off switch, a dimmer, and a brightening button. And you can also continue to click the power button and it will change through a warm light, a cool light, and then a combination of the two. And I'll show that to you real quick. Let me get this plugged back in real quick. But the coolest part about this is you can take your light box, and it's made just the perfect size to fit on this light, and there's no more lighting issues with putting a light in the back. No need to install a light temporarily or permanently in the back of these, and no more batteries to change. And I did make a shadow box for each season. So we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. So you could make these for the 4 seasons, leave them sitting out throughout the year. So pretty, aren't they? I love that there's some dimension to them. Let me measure this for you real quick so you can see the size. This is about 5 1/8 wide by 2.5 inches deep, and then about 5 1/8 tall. So they're square with a square opening and a little seam inside. Let me go through those colors for you here on the light. There's the bright or the white, the cool light and the warm light mixed. There's all cool lights. There's off. That's warm, mixed, cool. So you can see that. And then let me put it on with both lights, and then we'll just dim it. You can see that dims down and it brightens up. So you have a lot of control with this little base, depending on where you're displaying your shadow box. If you want it to be brighter, lighter, darker. Let me show you the other styles real quick. That was the spring one. This is the summer one. Got this cute little bicycle mountain scene with clouds and sunshine in the back. Sorry, this is kind of awkward to try and hold this flat facing up to the camera, but here's the fall one. It's got a little deer and a fall tree scene. Really cute. And the one we're going to put together today is the winter one. And I'll show you the pieces to that real quick. So these are the base pieces of the shadow box. On the left, you'll see a piece that has slits on the side and a solid top. There's no slits in that piece. Make sure you have that oriented properly. And then this piece has slits in the side and a solid piece for the back. And you're going to attach with the 2 glue tabs here, and you'll just fold everything up into a box. And if you want to keep it where you can store it flat, I recommend not gluing these tabs or this tab. You'll just tuck those all in, then you'll be able to store your project flat. Let me see, I have one that's done that way from before, so you can see if you don't glue those down, you can just use this as a little tuck tab here. You can store these flat from year to year so that they're really easy to stand up and tuck in and display. So keep that in mind as you're making it. The first thing you'll want to do is attach all these covering panels. I've made these really pretty covering panels for the sides that have cutouts in them that show up through the light. Like it'll let a little bit of light through the one layer of paper cardstock, and it'll show this pretty snowflake on the sides. So the first thing I do is we put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 covering panels here on those sides. I'll go ahead and get started with that, and we'll kind of fast forward the video a little bit here so that you don't have to watch painfully as I do each one. And then we'll get to putting the whole box together. Now that we have those covering panels all put on, we're just going to go ahead and attach them here at this score line. Before I do that though, I think we'll go ahead and fold towards the center on all those score lines, get everything going in the right direction. You can use a bone folder to get a nice crisp fold on those, or you can always use a credit card or something that you have on hand. An old gift card works really well. And then one more line right here between the covering panels. Okay. Now that we have that, we're just going to make sure you line them up properly. Glue tabs are up here at the top. You don't want them down on the bottom. You don't want anything down here on the bottom. So let's go ahead and put adhesive on this glue tab. And then we'll line those up side by side. And then let's go ahead and glue the other side in. Now we're going to have to put these tabs in, so you could decide if you want to start trying to get those in before gluing this shut, that's fine, but you will have some wiggle room with this being able to slide side to side. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that closed, and then we'll put our tabs in. I like to fold that over, make sure everything's lined up nice and square, and we've got this beautiful base made for our shadow box. And as you can see, you can just fold this last tab in on the back side here if you want, and that will complete your shadow box formation, and you can save it from year to year that way. It's a little tight here on this corner. Might have to make sure that that glue tab is glued down perfectly under there, but it looks really crisp and neat on the sides when it's all done. So now we just need to put these layers in. Let's start with the back layer. So you can see this is the front layer, it's the winter layer, and then the next layer has a tree and a little banner shape here that goes behind the winter. I'm just going to flip them upside down. That's what I'm going to do. And then we have our snowman layer. And then we have our tree layer, and our very back layer is the sunshine and the clouds. So we're just going to slip this into our shadow box and pop those 4 tabs in place. And I'm actually going to untuck it real quick, make this a little bit easier for us. Okay, so we're going to slide that in and tuck those tabs on one side and tuck them on the other side. Perfect, that one's in place. Now we'll go to the next layer, and I had flipped these upside down, so I'm going to flip them right side up and slide it in place. The thing I love about this method of creating shadow boxes is there's really no gluing at this point, and all those tabs will be nice and evenly spaced. Okay, we're on the layer with our snowman. Slip those in. Oh, and while I was working on that one, I pushed the other 2 tabs down. I got to pull those back out. And slip them where they go. Okay, so we have 3 tabs in place on each side, you can see right now. We have 2 more to go. So 1. Oh, it's hung up down here. 2. 3 and 4. So now we're down to our very last tab here. I'll flip that over and we have our winter words to go in. This is probably the most difficult one to put in because it's getting a little tighter in there to work. Shouldn't be too hard though. The reason I put 4 tabs on these is because I wanted it to have the strength at the top and the bottom to keep those layers nice and even all the way up and down. Okay, we have all of our tabs in place. I'm just going to close up the top real quick. I think I'm gonna, before I release these files, I'm gonna angle these tabs here just a little bit to make it easier for you to tuck. But it does make a nice tight fit. So, and there we have it. We have our winter Shadowbox done. Let me grab my light real quick and we will light this up. Okay, there's the cool lights on the winter scene. That looks kind of cool. So how pretty is that? You can see the cute little flourish and snowflakes here, the winter words, the tree, the snowman, the trees, and back all the way to the sunshine and the clouds. So I hope you guys love these shadow boxes. I hope you can go grab this base on Amazon. I will give you the link in the description of this video. You can go and grab that and make these for the whole year through. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in another video. Bye-bye.